not only just to support me, but because I want him a part of this with me. And I think that people should also be knowing you, because you have a lot to bring, not only as a trainer, but your knowledge in business and everything else that you do.
That was my original career vision, which we did and was great. I then sold out of that in, I think, 2017. So ran that for 3 years, sold out of my share, and then we kind of partnered up and went our separate way together doing our own thing. Curvaceous. Curvaceous? What is that?
Oh, delicious. Cringe. We're that couple, by the way, that's cringe. We used to be, when we first got together, we look at old videos, we're like, oh my gosh. But, you know, I don't have to do that. And people don't have to do that. But I just sometimes put the pressure on myself to always be working, always be showing up. Because I'm a 100%er, as they say. All in or nothing. I'm the all in girl. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're evolving now as we speak, like doing other things like our podcast that we're doing. I think even
starting to use this more, which you haven't.
My mouth. Yeah.
Which you haven't done. So you've done a lot of this.
It just gets away on me.
You've used your muscles for the last decade, and now you're working the vocals a bit more.
Yeah. Which is a new thing. And I do think also, like, I think I'm always going to just want to train, and always just, even if a camera is on me or not, I'm always going to want to get in the gym and throw weights around, because that's just what I enjoy. Sometimes when I'm in it and we're working so hard, I'm like, oh, I hate this. But then when I have a couple of days off, I'm like, I feel so yuck. I want to like go move. So I know it's in me regardless of what the next 5 years brings. To what extent, like with the filming and everything, I don't know. But I know that we're living in a year of opportunity, or a couple of years, and you just got to jump on it. Like what a world, living in social media now, where we can be seen and work online and impact so many people around the world. Like that, you weren't doing that 10 years. Well, it's just coming into, social media was just coming into play around about 10 years ago. So I don't want to get all moody and then miss the opportunity just because I'm a little bit tired. Like, we should just be thriving and taking advantage of this moment. So, honestly, if I go watch the video back and it's funny, I'll film the video anyway. I'll just go and do it. But then that night when I go to post, I look at it and I'm like, nah. But then I realize a couple of days later, after we've made it, I watch it again and I view it differently. And Jamie likes to call this goggles, because I feel like period goggles. So I feel like when you are in that cycle of the month, you're blind to yourself. Like, you don't see what's true and real. You see what you're feeling. You'll say a lot of girls like look in the mirror at this time and they're like, I'm fat, I'm ugly, everyone hates, like their life is so awful. But it's totally hormonal. So sometimes when we do that, I'll go film it anyway if I'm still okay, and then just maybe post it another day when I'm looking at it right. Or maybe I just give myself the day and just go, you know what, I'm not up for this. It's giving me too much anxiety. It's not worth it. This is not worth it. So I know my limitations now, but it's taken quite a few years to get there, hasn't it?
Yeah, 5 years ago, you would have done whatever it took to keep going, make the content, whatever. Whereas I think you've gotten a bit kinder towards yourself.
And like, even talking about this, like the way that you're saying that, like, well, what happens if you're a little bit bloated? It sounds so vain. Like just like thinking about what you're saying in like a video and being filmed, like if anything, that would be so relatable to females. But where I'm coming from with that, it's not because I look at myself and think, oh, you're fat. I'm trying to avoid hate. Because if I'm feeling vulnerable and I put something out like that where I feel like I am a little bit fluffy, it's a certain type of person that comments on things like that. And I don't feel like getting attacked today. So that's where I'm coming from, like where I'm like, I don't want to put that out there right now, because I already know what type of audience I have sometimes, and I just don't want to hear it today. So yeah, sometimes I'll put my walls up and protect myself like that. But yeah, it's not definitely because I think, you know, I look awful and no one should see that. It's just, I have, and even some people I've spoke to about it, like, you know, a psychologist or whatever, or even you, will say, you know, just don't do it. But then I know that there are other people that interact with me, whether they're doing our programs and writing on the posts, or whether they're just supporting me, and I want to get back to them and interact with my audience because I appreciate them. So it's like I feel a little bit anxious to let that go, because it means I let go of the good people too. But there are days where I'll go, you know what, can you just do the comments today with you? And you'll be like, hey babe. You sound like me. That's very rare, but like if need be and I'm having a mental day, we call it a mental day, I'll say, you know what, could you do that for me today? So he's a good support. I'm lucky.
From a psychological perspective, that makes sense to not read. From a business perspective, it could be detrimental. Like that's one of the reasons why the following is what it is, because she's fostered a community with the people. Like they're not just people. They connect and connect for a reason, because they have some level of relationship with Steph, because she interacts with them. Yeah. Social media. She's got to be social on there.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
That's a part of the job, but the dark part of the job is having to deal with all of the crap that comes with that. So I
feel like that's everywhere though, right? Whether it's on social, in your friendship circles, or at work, like you're always going to have people get in your head or say mean things. Yeah, there's been heaps. There's lots of people that like write in and say you've changed our life, or we did this and I got so much results, and those are the kind of the rewarding messages that we'll kind of like see what, because it comes through on a few ends, whether it's the Steph and Jamie podcast or whether it's on Lifted or my own page, and we'll kind of just show each other and go, oh, look at this, you know, and that's pretty encouraging as well. And I feel like that's what keeps you going, like that makes your day, like reading stuff like that. Then
you might get stopped in the street.
Oh yeah, stopped in the street. I don't like that. I'm like, but then they'll be like, oh, I felt like even the other day we had the supermarket lady. She was about 70, and she's like, oh, I saw your podcast, and we're like, what? Like, how was she even shown that in the algorithm? You know, and she sees us shopping at like Coles all the time, and she came up to us, and I was like, that's crazy that it's reaching just random people of all sorts of you know, types and ages, and which is pretty cool, because you just forget like how many people you can actually reach.
You never know who's watching.
That's
for sure.
Even if they're not commenting, they're watching. So that's pretty crazy to think about that.
Self-perception in the way of having a disproportionate understanding of what's real and what's not, and I think that social media and filters have completely destroyed what little sense of reality we had left, but especially I think for women, like what is real and what is not in terms of like, you know, certain results being achievable, certain beauty standards being achievable. Like all you're going to do is one swipe and it can completely change not only your face now, but your entire body. Like it can be, I feel for women in that regard. That's for sure.
They've been told they need to have a small waist, big bum, big boobs. Like even today, swiping through when I was doing some work, I saw a few things about girls now getting their ears pinned back, and I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? Now it's on like body parts on up here. Like it's just crazy. But then I also think like misinformation in regards to like everyone putting out so much online now that you just don't, and then preaching on it like passionately, like this is the way, and girls are like, or even guys are just like, what is real and what's not, and someone told me this, and what do you think of that, and should I do this? Like there is one way only, when it's just so simple at the end of the day, and you just need to take the layers off and go back to the basics. But that can be really overwhelming for people, and they just don't know where to start now, and probably just don't, because it's too overwhelming. So that sucks.
I think if you can find a group of 3 to 5 people that you deem to be trustworthy, that are putting out good information, then it's a good place to start, but never put all your eggs in one basket, that's for sure.
Don't take one person's gospel.
Yeah, correct. It's funny, like in the social world, like we often talk about, like you scroll and you see all of these perfect looking people, but then we often say, like, go walk down the street.
Yeah, I'm like, where are they all?
Those perfect people?
Where are all these filters?
Wonder why, they must have stayed home today.
The AI people.
Which is nice to kind of bring it back to reality of like, you know, you, whoever you are, like you're normal, you're okay, you're a human, we're all human. Like you're doing okay. Because it can be pretty soul destroying, that's for sure.
So for us, it didn't start out as like perfect video. We started filming on an iPhone in a dark gym, and then it progressed. So then after that, we would see other people's posts like more clearer. We're like, maybe we should get a camera. Then we got a camera, and then we would see other people with some lighting in the background. We're like, oh, that would look really cool. It was like a progression over time, and then we got like our first camera, and now we've got a really good camera. So everything, kind of with time got better, but. For us, we just like to make sure that we've got a little light if we're in a quiet gym. If I go to a big public gym, I'm not bringing a light with me. It's embarrassing. I'll just get the camera and we'll just kind of do some lighting back at home on our program that we use to kind of lighten it up so you can see things. But yeah, if we can make it really, really good and we've got a space to do it and we've got our lighting and whatever with us, then we'll do it. And yeah, it turns out really well, and kind of just watch what other people are doing and get ideas and what programs they're using. It's
become a bit of an art for us though as well, like a way to express creativity. And I think when you've got such a big network looking, like we want to put out high quality stuff that's going to inspire, encourage and motivate and educate.
Yeah.
So it's important that the quality
is good.
Reflects that.
Yeah. After all, it's like an art, right? We're all putting art out there to be seen and watched. And yeah. But didn't start out like that though.
Yeah.
Like a shaky phone and, you know.
Yeah, we watch old videos sometimes and cringe.
But they're fun. I'm glad they're out there. So it's good to look back and see how far you've come.
Yeah. But yes, it's definitely the intention, but it's learning to, or being ready to overcome that barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm having, like, the more we do it, the more comfortable I get.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying to the girls in the group the other day, I don't feel like I articulate the things I'm thinking in my head out of my mouth very well. And sometimes I get mumbled and jumbled.
That's not right though. I think you articulate great. It's sometimes you get excited and go very far out with your thought processes, which is great. I love that. I think it's very entertaining.
Yeah, I start something and then it just keeps coming and then I realise what I'm saying and then I'll go back home or wherever and be like,
what did I say?
And I'm like, is that okay? Should I have said that? Was that too far? Did I make myself look like an idiot?
This is the scary part of socials though, like when it's not a long form piece, because someone can strip back like a little, like segment. Like a 10 or 15 second segment of something that might have been explained throughout a 5 or 10 minute video.
Oh, I did that.
And then, we trust you.
And
then make it sound like something it's totally not, which is kind of the other thing to consider as well.
It's been hard with the little teeny boppers, but obviously just they're a lot of work. I always call them teens because there's a difference between teens and kids. Kids you kind of still have ownership over and they kind of listen to what you say and have their opinions or your opinions, whereas teenagers are trying to establish themselves as their own and can be very, I don't know, dominating at times, and trying to control them and keep them happy can be hard with the fluctuating hormones and things like that. And you're also separating yourself as like from mum to like friend almost. Because if you're too much mum, it's like you're dominating them and then they push further away because they want to be their own person. And I feel like, for me, that's been the hardest shift, even as I'm becoming older, like that, separation of my babies and teens. It's like I've kind of lost myself a little bit because I was always established myself on being their mum, but now I have to be something else, like their guardian. I'm still mum, but like it's like I can't control them in the way that I used to and get them to do what I want and believe what I want. They believe in what they want. So it's new territory for me. So.
It's exciting to see all of those girls become trainers as well. I think learning what they've learned through the course, they'll be ready for the industry, that's for sure.
And because we work around the clock, sometimes I'll speak to you as a business partner, which can come off as bossy and masculine, which then he doesn't like.
Feels like we've been together physically for nearly 9 years, but it feels like maybe 90 years.
And we have to be super careful as well, like because we are around each other so much to not drag each other's spirits down. Because I think when someone that you're close with is in a bad energy bubble, they can drag you down with them. So if we get too negative on each other because we're tired or whatever, we're a detriment to each other.